Hello, my friends. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Peace, happiness, and love. Hope everyone is well. As always, if you're here, please kindly put a like, say hello, and share this live on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, if you are indeed there. uh, as always, I do these lives right after publishing a market update on Patreon. If you're interested in reading it, here it is. Here's the link. You can copy paste that link and join, or simply just click on it. You can pretty much click on it. I think I will also leave it in the comments section of the video once I'm done. Yeah, so you can find it in the comments section. Let's talk about what's going on in the market right now. I just published a market update in regards to what Bitcoin has done every single time in the past when it crashed 55%, because that's where we are in the market cycle right now. Bitcoin has crashed 55%. What is it reasonable to expect next, basically, right? So that's what I published right now. If you're interested, go read that. If you're a member, definitely go read that. Please don't miss it. For me, it's quite simple. I would say basically, I'm looking for two things. So we've been like for the past like 7, 8 months, we've been looking at this Bitcoin information to build. Surprisingly enough, it has done pretty much exactly what we wanted it to do. It played out very well. If you remember, what I'm talking about. We've been dissecting that chart for a while now, and the only thing that remains now is to see how deep this lower low goes. That's pretty much it, right? And I'm watching it like a hawk every single day, 24/7, to see whether or not there's a bottom formation that comes in, whether or not it's complete. And I'll be sharing on Patreon what I think that it is and what's reasonable to expect based on the data that we have in front of us on math, percentages, and probabilities, right? Not our hopes. Math, percentages, and probabilities have always helped us to predict the markets much better than hope and, Lambo videos and whatnot. So, yeah, if you want to talk numbers, make sure you go read that update. Like I say, I don't just provide these things just for you to like basically read and forget about. I hope uh, number one thing that happens, not only are you like buying low and selling high and making a profit, but that you're learning. The whole purpose is educational, basically, right? I hope that you are able to join, learn, and leave, so that one day you can do this without any instructions or guidance from me by yourself entirely. I think a lot of people have already done that from the last cycles. A lot of people already DM me, even when they're not members, saying like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, am I doing the right thing? And yes, they are. So people are learning. Make sure, please, that you're learning. The whole point why I share these updates is so that you learn live throughout this market cycle, just like the last one, understanding how market cycles move, right? So you get a better idea, basically. Uh, in terms of what's going on in the market right now, I'm still 50% sidelined and 50% in the market. The rules are buy after big crashes, and after big crashes, buy at new lows, preferably with equal amounts of money. So I've done the first thing, bought after big crashes, with 50% of my accumulation budget for crypto, mainly Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. And now I'm looking for better buying opportunities at new lows. Uh, and if that doesn't happen, I want to see a bottom formation come in before I say that is the bottom, right? I need to see a bottom formation. I can't just say something. I can't say that the bottom is in 4 or 5 times and then eventually get it right. Just like some crypto analysts last cycle were saying that the top was in at 38K, then like 50K, then 78K, and then like 90K, and then they got it right at 126. Like, I'm not that kind of person. I either call the top uh, at the top or close to it once, and then do the same thing with the bottom. So I don't want to be hasty. I want to see the last part of the bottom information be completed, and I would preferably want to see a drop, fresh lows, for that to happen, because then there needs to be confluence, right? There needs, like, very often, how you know whether or not the bottom has come in or you're close to a bottom is when there's several different factors that come together and start making sense. That's basically percentage drop, diminishing percentage drops, rough uh, estimates when it comes to time frames, market sentiment, and certain TA factors, like basically, I would say patterns. Patterns is much more important than basically a lot of the classic TA that you see out there, because I've been here already since like 2017, and I can tell you that I have never seen any classic TA hold up or actually call a bottom or top correctly. People use them as excuses to basically hide the fact that that they are just moving along with a roughly 4-year cycle. But somehow they always, talk about the bottom coming in accordance with the roughly 4-year cycle and selling in accordance with the roughly 4-year cycle, right? I can also come up with different reasons saying that this and that happened because of this technical factor. But this is the point I'm trying to make. It doesn't work because it only works when you're in accordance with the roughly 4-year cycle sometimes, right? And whenever it's not in accordance with the roughly 4-year cycle, it has never worked. They always fail, right? So there were so many reasons in the past based on TA and whatnot that this and that will not happen. Like, for example, I remember in the last cycle when people were saying it's not going to go below its last all-time high because it has never happened in the past. And I kept saying that it's very likely to happen. I think it will happen because based on percentages, diminishing percentages, it is bound to happen. It will make sense that it will happen. And it did indeed happen. And, TA guys had a difficulty admitting that, right? So I know that some people also are quick to forget, but there were people calling for a bottom at 25K and then 20K and 15K, and they got it right at 15K. But once again, my point is just be aware of these things. I'm not here to point fingers at anyone. Nobody's perfect. Neither am I. I'm just talking about just be aware of the statistical fact that I've kept track of, that 95% of price targets and expectations never come true, right? So only 5% accuracy rate across all the best YouTube profiles and X profiles, basically. Just be aware of that. So be aware of the fact that when you're reading something, it's most probably wrong. And if you watch somebody or read up on somebody who got something right, well, they'll keep talking about that one thing they got right, but they will not talk about the other 90% of things they got wrong, right? And I'm here basically just to tell you that there's no perfection in crypto. Nobody's perfect. If there was somebody who's amazing, perfect, never gets anything wrong, or has an amazing success rate, they'll be right down the cover of Forbes with tens of billions of dollars. The reason such a person doesn't exist is because it's all fairy tales, right? If somebody's telling you that they're very good, well, why aren't they on the cover of Forbes, right? So just be aware of the fact that there's no perfection. There's simply one thing that we strive to do and have been able to do consistently so far, and will be able to do consistently so far, I hope, is buy low, sell high, and then preferably buy lower and sell higher. That's it, right? So we're not here to call the exact top. We're not here to call the exact bottom. We're not here to buy and sell the exact bottom and top. We're here to simply wait for a big crash, buy low. If we get new lows, buy lower, dollar cost average in, then wait and do nothing, wait for coins to pump, sell high, and then preferably, if it's possible, sell higher without trying to catch the top, get out, leave the cycle richer than we came, make a profit, make sure that we can rotate the profits when it's time. And right now, it's time to start rotating profits. It's just not time to go all in yet because there has been no technical indicator saying that it's time to do so. Based on many tools that we used in the past that have worked out better than technical indicators so far, many technical indicators, it says that the bottom is not in yet. But we'll see. We'll see with time. That's why I'm 50% in, 50% out. Like, I think whenever somebody's telling you something, you should always ask them how much of their accumulation budget has been allocated into basically the market, right? And that's how you'll know how sure they are of something. Right now, for me, it's 50-50, right? So when we're at 110K, I said the top is in, that's if I'm getting out in accordance with the roughly 4-year cycle and all this multitude of other factors that I spoke of on Patreon and talked about all those red flags. So that's why I got out with 90% of my portfolio, right? So it told you that I was 90% sure that the top is in, and it was. And now I'm 50-50. I'm not sure, right? But if I have to lean in some direction, I would lean in the direction of new fresh lows. Yes, there can be bounces, there can be recoveries, but again, percentage-wise and time frame-wise, although time frames are only a secondary metric, but first of all, like the main thing, percentage-wise, it makes sense to see coins go lower. And I think they will go lower. It's just a matter of time. Yeah, so that's the direction I lean in. And my reasoning behind it is very simple. Like I said, go on Patreon, read up on all the updates that I'm publishing. It's always about numbers, patterns, probabilities, percentages. It's never about basically like, wishful thinking and what I want to see. What I would want to see is basically, Bitcoin go to $1 million, right? This market cycle, but that's not going to happen. I would want to see XRP go to $100 this market cycle, but it's not going to happen, right? So that's what I want, right? But it's not about what I want. It's about what the market gives us and how market cycles move. And so far, what we know is that crashes are diminishing and profits are diminishing with every single cycle. Volatility is becoming smaller, and still based on diminishing crashes, we are percentage-wise close, but we're not quite there yet. We're not quite there yet. If Bitcoin falls roughly 65% from the top, so far it's down 55%, then we will be there. And if that happens in accordance with a certain time frame that I expect, and there's certain sentiment, like, I don't know, let's say some exchange going down, or MicroStrategy ceasing operations, or I don't know, something basically scary happening, that will also confirm that we're either at the bottom or close enough to a bottom. Yeah, that's the way I see it. Anyway, let's see what people are saying. GC, good to see you here. Greetings, brother. Hope you're well in Australia. Ian Kane says, hey, Rob, I really enjoy your live streams. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Good to see you here. William Harbinson is saying, hi, brother. I hope you're doing well. I am. I'm great. Thank you very much. Cedric, good to see you. Simon, good to see you here. Sean 77 is saying, hey, Rob, where do you think ETH will go during the next bull market? Well, I have a certain understanding of where I think it will go. But like I said, I don't really want to talk about price targets right now, at least. Like, we'll use price targets as like this navigational map, right? To understand where the market can go, because you need to understand what the potential is, more or less. But I'm pretty sure that, once again, everybody's going to get it wrong. Remember that the success rate, including mine and anyone else, is roughly 95% when talking about price targets. You name any YouTuber, any TAX profile, trust me, I know way more of them than you do, and I've kept track of their predictions and my predictions. It's roughly 95% hit rate. So it basically means that there's no point of talking about it, right? There's no point talking about it. The way I see it, buy now and lower at new lows, hold, and then wherever the price is towards the end of this macro market cycle, roughly 4 years in, sell and get out for whatever the price is, right? It doesn't matter what it is. If it's higher than you wanted it to be, if it's lower than you want it to be, sell and get out, and make sure that you're taking profits on the way up, as we have done in all market cycles. So I would say that I will talk about on my Patreon, basically, about those price targets. But once again, I'll be selling regardless of where we are in the market cycles. It's as simple as that, regardless of what the price target is. So, be it, again, 5,000 Ethereum, I'll sell at 5,000. Be it 10, 15, or 20K, I will sell there. You know what I mean? And I'll keep laddering out on the way up and making sure I don't rotate those profits until we have big crashes. So it's exciting to talk about, but there's no point talking about it. And that's the way I would put it. With all due respect, of course, John. I hope I'm not coming across as rude or anything. I'm trying to be polite and realistic. EMA USRL saying, greetings from the Netherlands. Hi there, brother. Thank you for joining. Breton is saying, when will you add the coins you accumulate in the $99 plan? Well, I already added a coin or two, and I just recently published a post about another coin that I'm interested in, and we're very close to the accumulation zone. And once those price targets hit, I'll be buying that coin and dollar cost averaging into that one too. And I'm slowly getting into it because we're in accumulation. We are in accumulation zone. I will start doing it much more heavily once I see that the bottom is in. As I explained, the reason being, because whenever BTC bottoms, alts still often fall another 20 to 30%. Yeah, it's not a must. It's not like something that must happen for sure. That has been the case every single time. So I want to see where it bottoms first, and then talk about basically accumulating more alts, because alts are more volatile. And the lower we buy, the better, because the lower you buy, the bigger the ROI in the take profit phase, right? So yeah, there you go, brother. Diane, greetings from Australia. Thank you. Hope you're well. Adrian Misleavy, good to see you, brother. Adrian's saying, great to see you live, Rob. Unfortunately, I missed the last live broadcast. That's okay. You're here now, Adrian. All well. I hope all is well on your end. Are you planning to purchase XRP shares issued by Evernorth? Cedric, I'm afraid I must admit I don't know what you're talking about. Could you please tell me what's up in that regard? Dutch Gerald is saying, Dutch, good to see you here. He's saying, "Hey Rob, I hope you and your family are doing well. Question: do you think BTC will rise first and then XRP, or do you expect XRP to explode first?" That is a good question. What we know for sure is that basically the coins that do move in the past, they have always moved together. Some coins moved, a few months after Bitcoin. Some coins moved several months before Bitcoin. For example, in the last cycle, the XLM top came in much earlier than the Bitcoin top, and some coins they topped out later. So the point I'm trying to make is, it's a coin flip. It's a coin flip. We really don't know. I would just say look at it individually, right? So if the coin that you bought in the future is up a lot, start taking profits and make sure that you do not rotate those profits. Keep them sidelined. And then, let's say basically, for example, you bought XRP and XRP is up like 700% or 600%. When Bitcoin is up only like 150% or something like that, I would definitely take heavy profits. Yeah, of course, you can go higher and all that. Of course, it can, but I would definitely sell like half of my bag, because it is possible that that's the top or close to a top. Once again, depending on where we are in the market cycle. So it will really depend on where we are in the market cycle. I would put it that way. So for example, if XRP skyrockets next year, which I don't think it will, but like for example, let's say it really pumps hard next year, and like the bull market has only begun. Well, the chances are basically after correction that it will keep pumping later on, right? That's more likely. But if XRP has basically done 600, 700% towards the end of the cycle, when Bitcoin has already reached its all-time high and done like, I don't know, another 100% from its all-time high, something of the sort, something like that, give or take, then it's definitely, once again, a clear sign to get out and sell, especially basically, it's like a paradoxical statement, but especially if a lot of coins have pumped or haven't pumped, right? So either way, it would be a sign that the cycle is ending. So of course, it'd be much more preferable to see many coins pump, but like in the last cycle, many coins didn't pump. So once again, if you see that the cycle is coming to an end, and then Bitcoin is up a lot, and that majority of altcoins have done nothing, you still get out. You still get out for the profit that you have. Noel was saying, "Thanks, Rob. I always appreciate your online chats. I trust your experience and opinion." Thank you. I appreciate that kind statement. Paul Fisher is saying, "Nice to see you, Rob. Greetings from the UK. Cheers, brothers. Good to see you here too, Paul. Thank you very much for joining." What do I think of Algorand? Algorand, I think it's a decent alt to buy, right? I think it's a decent alt to buy. I don't think it's something that you should go into heavily, in my personal opinion. But if it's something that you like, you can definitely put a little money into it. It's a solid project in the sense that it's not, please excuse my French, it's not a shit coin. It's not a meme coin. It is an actual project. How's the community? Basically, check out the community. Are people talking about it? Are they actually building something? Are the founders present, right? Like the people behind it, are they active? Or are they gone silent and the community is kind of dead? I would say those things are very important. Adrian Mislimi, Rob, are we going to swing trade XRP? Yes, Adrian, but only if we get lower lows, which I think we will. So basically, my plan is if we get fresh lows, which once again, I think we will. If that happens, we will not only buy long-term bags, but we'll also buy swing trading bags, which we will sell earlier, of course, and those will be held traded separately from the long-term bags, right? And it will be smaller. Like, me, for the majority, I like to hold throughout the whole cycle, but we'll be swing trading if we get new lows. XRP, Cedric is saying, Evernorth, a MicroStrategy for XRP. Well, see, Cedric, like I told you, I'm not a fundamentals guy, right? But thank you for letting me know. I'll definitely go check it out. I haven't heard of it. I'll definitely check it out, see what the company is about. I'm not into fundamentals. I'm about basically maximizing profits, math, and speculation, right? I like the volatility. I, of course, love the fact that XRP is one of the top projects and it has solid fundamentals, and it is a utility-driven coin. I love that. But, there has been so much utility nonsense in the past, like 8 years, that hasn't come true, that I really don't care about the fundamentals for the time being. But I will check it out. Thank you. Pueblo Franco. Guys, if I like, if I mispronounce your names, I'm terribly sorry. Okay, I don't mean to disrespect anyone. Here, Rob. Hope you're doing well. What's your goal for reaching an all-time high for BTC this cycle? I will share that once we bottom, right? So I already have an understanding. But just like in the last cycle, I don't know if you saw this tweet when I posted when in 2022 when we're trading at roughly 20K. I said that based on diminishing percentages and the roughly 4-year cycle and diminishing returns, we're very likely to top in October 2025 at approximately $126,000. That's exactly what happened, right? Years before it actually took place. So just like the last time, I want to see the bottom come in, because if I get the bottom right, give or take, right? For example, like back then, 22K was more than fine because the bottom was 15K, right? So I want to see whether or not I get it right more or less. And if I do, that will once again confirm that I'm probably getting the top right more or less. Let's see the bottom build. Let's see the bottom come in. Once that happens, we'll talk about the top. Let's take it one step at a time, and let's not like get ahead of ourselves. We'll talk about it. Trust me, we'll be talking about it a lot when it's time. Anyway, for now, I would say I'm concentrating on staying positive. I'm concentrating on staying excited. This is the macro accumulation phase. We're buying coins at discounts, and I think we'll get better discounts in the future, despite potential bounces and whatnot and recoveries. I think, once again, based on the diminishing returns and percentages, based on probabilities, math, and patterns, that we will get new lows eventually where we'll be able to dollar cost average. If not, we'll see whether or not a bottom formation comes in. And if I see a clear bottom formation come in and we're close to doing so, then I will say that I think the bottom is in, right? So let's wait and see what happens next. Let's be reasonable. Let's not get carried away. And definitely let's not be bored, scared. I know that basically there are not a lot of people present right now when you look at the YouTube views, the X likes. No matter how big a profile is, interest is down like 90%, like for anyone. The crowd is definitely not interested in crypto right now. And that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. And you know what? It's not a must again, but just like in the last cycle and the cycle before that, I will want to see some scary headlines. Like, remember in the last cycle, we had these headlines from The Economist and other magazines saying is this like the end of crypto? Is crypto dead? Crypto winter? Like, we haven't seen anything like that yet. I would love to see that. Once again, it's not a must because the last cycle we topped without euphoria. Usually we have something what people like to call old season. As I keep saying, there's no such thing as an old season. Some coins pump, some coins do okay, and some coins do absolutely nothing and go to zero and never recover, right? So old season is kind of this myth that we had back in 2017 because there weren't many coins out there. The market caps were tiny. The total market cap of crypto was tiny, so pumping coins was quite easy. Now that's no longer the case, right? Old season, I would recommend get that idea of an old season out of your head, right? Look at coins individually. Some coins pump, some do nothing, and some do well. That's it. No old season, just coins doing something, and that's it. Yeah, I would put it that way. Okay, let's read the last question. Rob, I thought meme coins based on Tory Quarton's recommendation from his group. Do you think memes will disappear forever? Well, first of all, I would like to say that Tory Quarton, he's definitely been one of the best performers in this throughout the entire crypto market that I've been here. He's been one of the most solid guys. If he got something wrong, trust me, a lot of people got something wrong in the last cycle. It was the most terrible market cycle we ever had. And but to answer your question, I do think that some meme coins will recover. The reason being, again, communities behind it, right? So, like I said, for now, unfortunately, until until the Clarity Act comes through, until we have solid rules and laws in place, and we know basically what we're allowed to do and we're not allowed to do, crypto will remain like the Wild West, right? It'll be all over the place. What does that mean? I mean that some meme coins will outperform some solid projects. Some solid projects will outperform meme coins, just like they have every single cycle. But since there are so many meme coins out there, it's becoming more and more challenging to actually make a good pick because now it's all just pump and dump. Like, for example, when Doge was formed, right, the community kind of stood for something. It was more than just a meme. It was like this idea of turning a joke into something solid. bigger than basically some, I don't know, like S&P company, helping each other build wealth. Basically, that was kind of the idea behind it, right? At least the community idea. But now it's just, there is no idea, right? It's just pump fun. Like, let's buy a token and gamble, and maybe it will pump, or maybe I will get rugged and lose all my money, which is definitely not what crypto is about. But once again, to answer your question, yes, I think some meme coins will recover. I think some altcoins will recover, and I definitely think Bitcoin will recover. I would also like to mention that I'm at 50% in Bitcoin this market cycle, and 40% will be in XRP and Ethereum, unless I change something along the way. And the other 10% will be in different altcoins as the market progresses. I would say, one of the things I can say here is always, like, don't just watch what people say, watch what they do. Yeah. So I think the fact that I'm 50% in Bitcoin this market cycle is saying something. It's quite the statement. And the statement here is quite simple also, that so far in every single market cycle, Bitcoin has been a lot more predictable than any altcoin. And even the predictable altcoins have been more challenging to predict than Bitcoin. The easiest thing to predict so far in every single market cycle has been Bitcoin. That being the case, I'm 50% in Bitcoin, right? And 50% in altcoins. And things might change in terms of where I lean throughout the market cycle. But I know one thing for sure, that I'm not, like, what I mean by that is I might go from like 50% Bitcoin into like 60% Bitcoin. When I mean only increase my Bitcoin position. Yes, the returns are smaller, but they're much more solid and much more predictable. And I think that will continue to be the trend. Once again, I'm not saying that all altcoins are dead. That is nonsense. But I'm just simply saying that Bitcoin will once again outperform the majority of altcoins out there. But there of course will be altcoins that will outperform Bitcoin. Of course, that has been the case in every single market cycle. That's been the trend so far, and I think that will continue to be the trend until something shifts. Yeah, that's that. All right, guys. I hope that you had at least fun. Listen to this. I appreciate you joining. I appreciate your time. Like I keep saying, time is the most precious commodity in the world. Please kind of put a like, share the video on X, and I will catch up with you probably tomorrow. I'm putting together a GH update on Patreon. I will probably publish it tomorrow, if not the day after that. So members, make sure you read that, please. Please read that. And yeah, I'll definitely do a live after that, and I'll talk to you guys. Wishing you all the very best. God bless you and your families. Stay safe, my friends. Peace, happiness, and love. Bye-bye.